Welcome back to Kathy Rain. We're at the Conwell Springs Community Clinic to visit Charles Wade, who is supposedly in there. We do not know yet if that's true. And the bum is here. And everything looks so rotten. Can't believe it. Even the 24/7 is closed.
Yep, it's full of trash. Figure that.
Awesome. We cannot look at that.
We meet again, Mr. Homeless Guy.
Homeless? That's the worst thing I ever heard of, and totally untrue.
So, what's up with the trash can? Digging for treasure?
Well, I'm just going through a rough patch. By the way, you owe me $10.
Nah, you agreed to 7.
You're busting my balls here.
Better get those balls checked out in this clinic then.
So cold. Like a stake through the heart.
What do they call you anyway?
Goober. Everyone calls me Goober.
All right, I'm Kathy.
Pleasure to meet you.
Okay. We know his story. Right? Or does he have another one now?
So, what's your story anyway?
My story?
Yeah, don't all bums have a story?
For your information, this is all just a dry streak in my showbiz career.
Is that so? I don't recognize you at all.
I used to have more hair.
That I actually believe.
Come on, man. Frankie Gold is my stage name. Surely you must have heard of me.
Not really, no.
Oh, come on. I have starred in dozens of Hollywood movies. The Silence of the Lambert, Jacob's Bladder, The Usual Surprises, Natural Bald Killers.
Not ringing any bells.
Natural
Kids
ball
these days,
killer.
no appreciation for quality cinema. Breaks my heart.
I need to ask you a few questions.
Sounds serious. Ask away.
Aha. Maybe he knows about the key.
Do you know what this key opens?
Your heart, mademoiselle?
What?
Oh, brother.
Oof. He needs to smoke.
Wanna smoke, buddy?
Nah, I got stage 2 lung cancer. I'm keeping it under control with a fruitarian diet.
Oh, really? Can I stun you?
I could, but only if I had a really good reason.
Do you know who BH
I
is?
don't need to show him that.
Okay.
I don't need to show him that.
The picture.
Do you recognize these men?
That's your granddad, right?
Yeah. What about the other two?
No idea. I think my face blindness is acting up again.
Okay. That'd be one raggedy-ass bribery attempt.
That's true.
I don't need to show him that.
The orbs.
Do you know what this is?
Chinese fireworks, of course. I grew up in Shanghai. I know what I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
They used to call me Dong Pai, meaning round-eyed baldy. Those were some rough years. I miss the food, not to mention the women. Got 2 kids down there now, Mei Lin and Little Ping.
Time to hit the off switch now, buddy.
His stories.
I don't need to show him that. Do you know anything about this flower?
It's red?
Enlightening.
I thought maybe he might be a florist, actually. That would have been a surprise.
Do you know what happened to Joseph Rain in '81?
I most certainly do.
What? Tell me.
Are you sure you want to know? Not everyone can handle the truth.
Oh, just spit it out.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Abducted by aliens.
I should have known better.
Oh, I saw it, man. A big, huge light. I was a bit drunk at the time, but I had my reasons. My wife had just left me, taking the dog, not to mention I was being conscripted for the war. But I'm telling you, those goddamn aliens took him and they experimented on him. And that's why he was so messed up when they put him back.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop you there.
Open your mind, man.
Do you know who Lily Myers was?
Yep, my dad was the one who found her floating in the lake.
Really? What can you tell me about her?
Ah, geez, not a lot. I mean, teenage girls, man, they're like their own species. Impossible to figure out. Not to mention how that entire family ain't, like, people-friendly.
Now that's an understatement. Nearly started brawling with Sue the first time I met her.
She can sure deal out a mean whooping, that lady.
Do you recognize the nickname Cocky?
Why, I used to call myself that back in Nam. Oh, how I miss that marvelous youthful ego of mine.
Why do I even bother?
He's not cocky.
Do you know who Charles Wade is?
Sure, he's been holed up in this clinic for the last couple of weeks.
He knows?
You saw Charles Wade go in there?
Well, yeah, I just told you, man.
How did he look?
Okay, I guess. Still walking, at least.
Huh.
What do you know about Lily Meyer's art?
Nothing but hearsay. People say it was pretty deranged.
What's your opinion on the Church of the Holy Trinity?
I'd say they're good people. Isaac the priest is, anyway. His dad, Father Bill, on the other hand, though, he and the people he had around him were into some weird shit.
Uh-huh.
What kind of weird shit?
I don't know, they were like a cult or something, with Billy Praise himself at the top. Really shifty bunch of folks. Isaac turned it all around when his dad kicked the bucket, made it a proper church.
Interesting. Do you know anyone else who was involved in the old church?
Not really, I tried to stay as far away from those people as possible. Ask Isaac about it, he's a friendly guy.
All right, I might do that.
That is indeed interesting.
Okay, that's enough serious questions for now.
Alrighty.
Because we already had
Okay,
the theory
I'm off.
that
Bye.
it was only founded because of that mystery that's going on. To cover it up or something. So that they are all in on
No
it
thanks. I have better things to do.
and keep it undercover.
A calendar from 1991. Guess they really liked that year. I can't read it from here.
Is she listening to music? I think so.
Was expecting plastic, but this looks like a real plant.
Awesome.
Smoking allowed. Guess this place is a bit behind on healthcare regulations.
Exit.
A computer. They likely keep records of their patients on it.
Oh, so we have to look into
Rows
it.
and columns of files. Probably easier to use the computer if I need to do some digging.
I mean, we still have that
Rows
disk.
and columns of files. Probably easier to use the...
Okay. Files. Notice board.
Uncomfortable, hard plastic chairs. It's like they're intentionally trying to keep people out.
Okay.
Excuse me, nurse? Hey, nurse!
Yeah?
Try not to strain yourself. Somebody around here hates their job.
They don't pay you much, huh?
No shit. What do you want?
I'm here to see Charles Wade.
Never heard of him. Anything else?
Bullshit. I know he's here. Listen, it's okay. I'm a friend of the family.
No, you're not, and I said he's not here. Don't make me call security.
How do we
I need
get
to get
her?
rid of her somehow.
Yeah. I mean,
I wish, but she'd just call security on me.
not if she's stunned. Oh, I could smoke one. Right? No? I can't?
I prefer to smoke outdoors.
Huh. Maybe we can light the ashtray.
I'm trying to cut down on the pyromania.
Or the plant.
Oh, I do enjoy burning things, just not that.
Okay. What else could we do in here? Maybe she knows about flowers?
I don't want to show her that.
Okay. Oh, I can offer her.
Time for a smoke break, don't you think?
What?
You smoke?
No way. Those things will kill you.
Okay. That's not it. We can burn
I don't want to show her that.
the picture.
I don't want to show her that.
That picture.
I don't want to show her that.
Can we now
No,
read the
thanks.
magazines? Okay. Let's just go. Oh yeah.
No point. I wouldn't even
No.
know what room to go to.
Okay. They don't let me. So it's Goober who needs to help us. I need your distractive abilities.
Hey, doofus.
Oh, hi!
Huh. No.
So, tell me about this acting career of yours.
Oh, maybe that
What
leads
about it?
to an acting. we can talk about the films.
Tell me about The Silence of Lambert.
Lawrence Lambert, a real estate agent, suddenly turns mute overnight. For weeks, he tries to communicate with customers using a self-invented sign language, only to realize that true love needs no communication at all. He marries his housekeeper, who only knows 2 words in English, yes and clean. In the end, Lawrence dies of a heart attack in the arms of his lovely wife, Consuelo Lambert Vasquez. Based on a true story.
I'm not sure I want to know what Jacob's Bladder is about, but I'm gonna ask anyway.
Jacob's Bladder. The tragic story of Jacob Cobb, a schizophrenic man who forms an imaginary romantic relationship with his bladder.
Ah.
During long and joyful monologues on the can, he starts referring to his nether regions by the name of Jenny. Sadly, before Jacob has a chance to elope with his sweetheart, he gets committed to an asylum due to increasingly erratic behavior. After a big fight with his paramour, Jacob refuses to pee for a week, and he dies from a ruptured bladder.
Uh-huh.
Give me the rundown on The Usual Surprises.
A lighthearted comedy taking place during the surprise birthday party of 34-year-old Sid McBacon. The story is told from 8 different perspectives to keep the audience guessing who the protagonist actually is. The movie ends with the biggest surprise of them all. Sid suddenly dies of an epileptic seizure. I guess it's more of a dark comedy.
Natural Bald Killers?
It's a dystopian vision of the future where people are valued by the quality of their hair. The protagonist, Eddie Zephyr, turns bald in high school. One day, he has simply had enough of all the teasing and the bullying, and he completely snaps and heads out on a scalping spree in search of the perfect head of hair. Eddie makes his way to Mexico for an illegal hair transplant. However, he has an adverse reaction to the anesthesia and he dies on the operating table.
Okay.
Oh, never mind.
Not the cultured type. I understand.
Wait, what? We talked about all your films. Aha.
So, how good an actor are you?
The best! The very best!
You know, that nurse in there, she said she loved you in all those movies. And that she always wished you'd give her a live performance.
I knew it. She always gave me these strange looks. I thought it was contempt, but her face must just be cramping up from shyness.
Yeah, that's definitely it. She'd love to see you act, I'm sure.
I'm gonna have to oblige. Which movie do you think she'd like the best?
Of course, Jacob's Bladder. She's working in a clinic.
Definitely Jacob's Bladder.
I'm feeling the pressure.
Oh, goodness gracious. Do I want to know what he's doing?
Oh, Jenny, everything is forgiven. You and me were like peas and carrots. I'm just so full of your love that I think I'm about to burst. Jenny, where did you go? Oh, I don't feel so good. Thank you, thank you. You've been a great audience.
That didn't work. So it's not...
That wasn't really an
Yeah.
electrifying performance. I'll have to intervene somehow.
You have to intervene. Electrifying! With a stun gun! Okay. So let's do another movie. I wanna see them all.
Hey, doofus.
If I'm honest, but...
Oh, hi.
Hey.
Sure.
The Silence of Lambert.
Probably.
Oh, I'm gonna be loud.
Oh gosh. It'll be the same thing.
Swell.
Okay.
How I wish I could speak. I have so many things left to say. My chest, no! It can't be! Hold me!
Good idea, but it wouldn't match his symptoms.
Thank you! You've been a great audience!
Wait, what? But he's at my chest. Okay. So we have to find the right
That
movie.
wasn't really an...
Okay. Which one could we, or in which one could we use the stun gun?
Hey, doofus.
Oh, hi!
Hey.
Sure?
Maybe in Natural Born Killers, but he died on the operating table. How did he die? Let's
How
try.
about the...
Business! I can't believe you guys did all this for me. You know, what's that smell?
Oh yeah.
Bacon? Oh, Bobby, my head hurts. I'm seizing.
A seizure, yeah. That fits.
Nurse! He's seizing!
Oh shit!
Man, I feel like a total jackass. I'll have to make it up to the poor guy later.
Yeah. Oh, let's first read the notice board.
Employee of the month, Carlita Mendez. What a joke. It's that obnoxious nurse.
Is that all that's on the notice board?
Employee of the
Yeah, funny. Oh, what? Oh!
Employee of the month,
Carlita Mendez.
What a joke.
C.
It's
Mendez.
that
C. Mendez. Password? 12345 or something like that? Okay, it's incorrect. But we do have that. Error.
Looks like I have to figure out the username some other way.
Otorgador is the password. And the username is her name, right? Otorgador. Otorgador. So do we just shut it down? Otorgador. Ha! That was easy. Charles Wade. Oh, we're not in there. Charles Wade. Charles Wade. Room search. Charles Wade.
Gotcha.
Referral from Dr. A. Friedman, St. Francis Medical Center. Patient has undergone successful invasive heart surgery and was transferred to this facility at his own request. The initial prognosis looks good, and the patient is likely to make a full recovery in 6 to 8 weeks. Room 6B, he's stable. Okay. I think we reset it though, so that she doesn't know. I don't know if I have to do that, but one never knows. Shut it off.
A calendar from 1990.
Okay. Let's go. 6B. Aha. He has security.
It's all right, Claude.
Understood, sir.
So, you managed to find me.
I did.
Well, let's get this over with then. How do you want your pictures? Shall I get some tubes to fill my face with? Will that suffice for your front page?
I'm no journalist. Well, not yet anyway.
Ah, she's but a cub. So, you're hoping for your big break. Surely this must be worth an internship at one of the big papers. Do you want me to call Thompson at the Times and get it over with? I still play golf with him every once in a while.
Aha, he thinks we are after a story. I mean, yeah, that's true.
That's not what this is about. It's personal.
Sounds serious. Perhaps I should ask Claude to produce his gun.
You know, Charles, the person most likely to be harmed by a gun tends to be its owner.
Very true. That's something that Japs who captured me learned the hard way.
Did my grandfather bail you out then too, or was that one of the few times where he didn't save your sorry ass?
Hold on there. Explain yourself.
You're willing to listen to something other than your own voice? I'm stunned. I'm Kathy Rain. Joseph was my grandfather.
Now I remember. You were at the funeral.
I was.
You were late.
I needed my morning smoke. Besides, it's not like Grandpa was going anywhere.
That's true.
Oh, just look at her, Claude. She's absolutely fearless. That's Joseph's blood running through her veins.
She certainly has a smart mouth, sir.
I must say, you have me intrigued, Kathy. What can this old man help you with?
Oh. What's gone here? I cannot talk about everything. Let's start with the
He's being
stun gun.
cooperative at the moment. I shouldn't push my luck.
Maybe he
I
wants
don't
smoke.
need to show him that.
BH.
I don't need to show him that.
Who's BH though? Maybe he knows.
I don't need to show him
Okay.
that. Do you recognize this, Charles?
Of course. Your grandfather, me, Jimmy Cochran. Taken shortly before we went to the war.
Cocky.
That guy's name is Jimmy Cochran?
Yes. He used
Huh.
to go by the nickname Cocky. He was a coward, really. The nickname is somewhat of a bad joke.
Ah, I see.
Okay. Interesting.
Do you know what this key opens?
You must be truly desperate if you ask random people a question like that.
It's true.
I don't need to show
Okay.
him that.
Should we... I mean,
What do you see in this picture, Charles?
he knows though.
Fireflies would be my best guess. They can grow terribly large around these parts.
I don't need to show him that.
The map. The flower.
Do you know what this is?
A flower? Why don't you consult a botanist instead of bothering me with this nonsense?
I
The
don't
floppy
need to
disk.
show him that.
Okay. Let's talk about Lily Myers first. Or Jimmy Cochran.
Tell me about Jimmy Cochran. Is he still alive?
In a literal sense. He's been held in a mental institution for years.
Let me guess. Since 81?
Either 82 or 83. I'm fairly certain it was early 83.
Do you remember the name of the institution?
Something starting with an E. Emerson, Everton, or similar.
Ingstrom? Ingstrom Psychiatric Hospital?
Yes, that's the one. You know the place, Kathy.
Her mother is there. Ugh. I don't actually want to tell him, but he'll find out anyways. He has connections, right? I don't know if it's worth lying to him. Huh.
I do. My mother is in there. Sharon Evans? I had her committed about a year ago.
I see. It must have taken a lot of courage to do that, Kathy. Mothers have a lot of power over us. More than most of us care to admit.
I guess so. Do you know why Jimmy ended up in there?
Some obsessive-compulsive syndrome. He became fixated with circles and started hurting himself, trying to scratch the circles out of his head.
Creepy.
The orbs.
I wonder what set him off. I think I'll check the place out tomorrow. Too late to head back to the city now.
Huh.
You bought a number of paintings by Lily Myers. Why?
I'm known to dabble in art from time to time. Martha, my wife at the time, was enamored with the paintings. I believe she first saw them at the high school which the Myers girl attended. Anyway, after the poor girl killed herself, I bought the paintings speculatively. When a young artist with any talent to speak of commits suicide, it can be a wet dream of certain connoisseurs. Shortly after procuring the art, I had it valued by an expert who determined that the value was 3 times the amount I bought it for. Today, I'm sure I would have made my money back tenfold or more if it wasn't for the art theft.
What art theft?
There was a burglary at the mansion I used to own here in town. It was all over the local news at the time.
Well, shit.
Eloquently put.
Can you tell me about the art theft?
Well, somebody broke in, stole the paintings, and got out. Fairly clumsy job. Lots of broken windows. The strangest thing was that I had a Monet, a Rembrandt, and 2 paintings by Picasso, untouched. But every single painting by an unknown local artist, gone.
That can't be a coincidence.
Agreed. Somebody wanted those paintings badly.
I assume there was an investigation.
Yes, Sheriff Truman came by with his deputy a few hours later, but they didn't have much luck. They found a few hairs, which turned out to be from Ruffles, the family dog.
Some stunning police work right there.
Indeed. There was a single witness, though, who said he could make out multiple burglars leaving the scene of the crime, but nothing more than that.
The bum?
So, I take it the case was closed?
Yes. I honestly didn't care much one way or the other, given the fact that my most expensive pieces were safe and sound.
I think I'll have a chat with the sheriff about the matter, if that's okay with you.
Certainly. I'll call ahead and instruct him to give you everything you need.
That'd be great. Thanks, Charles.
Anytime. But I'm curious, what's your interest in the paintings?
I've learned that my grandfather went to Sue and asked to see them, right before he had his injury.
Is that so? Strange.
No, what of the incident?
Do you know anything about what happened to my grandfather in 81?
I wish I did, Kathy. You must know I did everything in my power to help. How do you think Mary Elizabeth could afford all that expensive treatment? MRIs, neurologists, say what you will about Joseph. But he was never rich.
Strange. Grandma never mentioned that to me.
She's just too proud. At first she refused. She was convinced that I had an agenda, that there were strings attached.
And were there?
Don't be silly. Despite all that had happened, I still loved Joseph dearly. I wanted to help. People from places like this have a deeply rooted mistrust in the rich, passed on for generations. In her eyes, I had become one of them.
So that's all you know about the whole affair?
Are you implying that there's more to know? I left the diagnosis to the professionals. Mrs. Rain accepted the health care, but asked me to stay out of everything else. So I did.
I see. What can you tell me about your friendship with Grandpa?
Joseph was the best friend I ever had. We grew up together, married our high school sweethearts together, went to war together. I can't even begin to count the number of times he's saved my life. I repaid the favor once or twice, but he came up ahead, no doubt.
So, when did you two lose touch? I heard that something happened between you and him. What was it?
The truth is, Brian Rain happened. Sharon Evans happened.
My parents?
Yes. They ruined everything with their vile, destructive behavior. I couldn't have that around my daughter or my newborn grandson. Joseph was naive. He believed that anyone could be helped, that anyone could be reasoned with, given a chance. He was just too good, bless him. He should have been harder on Brian, more strict.
It's hardly Grandpa's fault. He did everything he could to set my father straight.
Oh, I never claimed to doubt Joseph's commitment, but I'm not going to ignore his flaws either. Your grandfather often used his heart when he should have used his head.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
I believe it is, objectively. But I shouldn't speak ill of the dead. Eventually, my company grew much too large for this little town, and we moved on. Not long after that, your grandfather ended up in that wheelchair. That marked the end of our friendship, for obvious reasons.
Why though? It's not obvious. He could have helped back then, if they were true friends.
What can you tell me about the Church of the Holy Trinity?
They seem like any other church to me. But then again, I'm not their usual clientele. Weddings, baptisms, and funerals are just about what I can muster. And I always leave early.
Thanks, Charles. That's all I need for now.
You're welcome, Kathy. Come back anytime.
Okay.
A private phone. Wade must get special privileges here.
I mean, yeah, look at his room. It's a living room.
Just some boring landscape paintings.
He even has a gramophone.
Looks like Wade brought some of his old tunes with him. Just some boring landscape paintings. That guy is huge. I wonder how many cows he eats per day.
He eats cows? That's crazy. Okay. Charles Wade, phone pen. Yeah, that's it. Huh. Interesting. We did gain his trust, though. And he did become one of them, the rich people, that most people distrust.
Rows and columns.
Okay. Still nothing here. Yeah. Okay, we looked at everything there. Very interesting. The nurse doesn't come back, seemingly. Can I look for other people who might have been in here? What was his name? Oh, maybe we can look at our grandpa's entry. Jimmy Cochran. But yeah, we can try that in the next episode, actually. And if I don't forget it. And BH, we still do not know about a BH, do we? Oh, what was the first pastor's name again? Was that maybe a BH? No, right? Because they are called... What are they called? I don't remember. What's the pastor's last name? Oh, we don't have the leaflet anymore, right? Dang it. I'm so bad with names. I forget all the time. But yeah, I can try to figure it out for the next episode. Thank you so much for watching this one. Have a wonderful and adventurous day and bye.